Hi everybody, Flash Drasman back again in our modded foundation village with my keyboard doing crazy stupid things. So let's just put that there. Right, first of all, which I always forget to, you would have thought the time I've been playing this, I would remember on a monastery you actually have to assign dorms to people. I might times I forget to do that. I'll assign you as a dorm, and as a you can't do anything else other than assign them as dorms. Right, so yeah, thanks for the comments, because I always forget to do this. Well, I've now got nobody free to put them in there. Oh well, okay, posters available. I'm not going to bother doing that because I'm not bothered. Right, enough for today. Right, as I probably distracted, I can't remember if I said this in the introduction, but this will be the last visit to our little village for this run. I might come back to it, you know. I mean, I could do more work over here, but you don't really want to watch me put windows in, do you? Really? Not say to me, would you like to watch me put windows in? But yeah, I mean, I might come back to it further down the line, but for the time being, probably not, because it has become a bit of a pedestrian cakewalk. We're not under any type of pressure at all in the slightest. Like, can I sign people now? Make a sign 3, perfect. We're rocking and rolling. Yeah, so yeah, we've got 51 grand in the bank. We've got the same amount of money. We have got no problems whatsoever. Yeah. So rounding up. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to quickly talk through what I've liked, what I've disliked about this particular map, what I did differently, and just basically kind of just say thanks for all for it. If you've got this far, thanks very much for getting this far. You know, it's been fun. I think that I've still not achieved my aim of having a proper organised centre. I still haven't achieved it. You know, we've got it with kind of a little bit. It's probably the way we started the map. Because I kind of went this way. And because I always want to try and get so you would have a centre markets here, then everything spread out in a circle around it and kind of spread out outwards like that. Like if you drop a stone in a pool of water, if you drop a stone in a bucket of water, the stone will drop in the bucket of water, and the ripples from the stone dropping in will go everywhere, or go spread out in a circle to the outside of the bucket. And it's the type of thing what I'd like. It's kind of what I wanted to try and achieve at some point with the village and this, but I've not really kind of succeeded. What we've ended up with everything a bit all over the place, which is that's one of the dangers of opening of when you're not dangers, one way of putting it, but it's one of the things that happens at the start of a map with foundation, because you're battling to try and get things built and to try and get yourself up and running. You kind of lose track a little bit of, you kind of struggle to get everything. You kind of struggle to make sure you're placing everything in a way that's actually going to be useful to you. Alright, so I'm just going to tickle and get a few more people in. We've got no villagers, right? So if we can, let's get the monastery filled up first. Let's dawdle over to the monastery, which is where is it gone? There we are. Get that up and running. So we've got that. So I've got that maxed out with everybody. So we can only sign men to the monastery, which is for me should be changed. We should have more. You should be able to assign more people to the monasteries. So I'll keep you over there, just kind of up there, so I don't forget. And let's get over to here and let's get some. So what's going on here now? So if we go to this to that, is everybody employed? There's numbers up top just lied to me. Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, well, not to worry. That's all that done. So that's that. Yeah, and so again, and I started off when I expanded out this. What I should have done, I should have knocked this corn farm out and moved it. This never got finished either. Which it's not we've never got the marble for it. You know, we've got marble over here, but it's kind of never got around to mining it. I suppose that's probably one of the downsides of putting. I've got one there, so let's build on it over here. It's one of the downsides of the gameplay of using so many mods. It's kind of not made it too easy, but it has made it considerably easier. We can't put that. Can I put that there? I'm not going to get 2 on the armour. No, that's a pain, isn't it? Can I spin you around there, I wonder? Let's spin you around this way. Can I get one on the back here, I wonder? Yeah, I kind of placed that too close to that, can't I? Let's spin you around. I'm going to end up having a... It's not the end of the world, it'll do there. Cut your nose, put you there. Ready to build, you may build. Yes, having so many mods is taking the pressure off completely, where we've not been short of anything. And the problems with what we have had have been, well, I'm not particularly bothered because they'll sort themselves out at some point. We've not been short of food. Money's just been ridiculous. I mean, if we take prime example, if we look at the military, normally that's not the military, that's the military. Battlers. Normally, these are the only things that keeps me afloat half the time. You know, we've not really needed to fall back on the military missions because having so many different markets, different food sources and production sources. Let me just go over here and I'll look at these out. Having so many, I can't multitask. I don't know, I'm not about multitasking. You on there? You on there? Okay. Having so many different types of food, e.g. poultry, eggs, milk, cheese, not milk, butter, and all that things like that, and corn, and then having things like candles, having furniture, having pottery, having lots of different aspects to, lots of different things to spend your money on. It's made it easier for us to, in terms of managing our finances, and it's means we've not had to manage. If we look at this, for example, if we ever look at meat, we don't meat you get from huntings. That could be, we've got, say if we look at this, berries fine, bread fine, eggs we've got this month. So let me just hit pause a sec. Let's do a quick. So this month we're gonna get 1,200 from eggs, or even last month we've got 1,000 from eggs. We're gonna get 750 from electric. We're going to get 240 from candles, furniture. So we've already got there. We've already hit big numbers. So that's 1,000, 1,750. Oh blimey, 2,300, 2,600, 3,400, 3,400. That's probably 4,600. Guessing. Told me I'm not got a calculator. 5,000. Look at the money we get from that, and so that already is. If you look at the income is, that's more already from the markets already. It's accounted for a significant part of our income. Then you look at the trade. So that's expenses coming in. So then upkeep on that. So we're not, because we've got so much money. Yeah, for example, this month we've made 1,700. If you stripped out the eggs, if you stripped all of that, we probably wouldn't be making nearly as much money. We would be losing money in actual fact. So what it's allowed me to do is it's allowed me to buy. What we've had, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got over it. It's allowed me just to randomly expand with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're not really thinking about what I'm putting there, and okay, we've got all this out here. So what it's allowed us to do, so if we go back into the money, what it's allowed me to do is look at territory. Look how much money we spend on territory. If I didn't have all this different incomes coming in, I wouldn't be spending nearly this much on territory. I mean, you could argue, but you'd be building more. You'd be building more farms. You'd be picking more berries. You'd be doing more trading. Maybe you're right, but I just don't. To the level we've got it, we're just making so much money. It's just insane. We're making so much money that I couldn't. It's allowed me to spread out. Look how far spread out we are. Look how much space I've got. Like that, I wouldn't have anything nearly this big because it takes up so much room. So we just everything's so spread out and so spaced out that loading in so many mods has clearly unbalanced the game. I mean, I'm not complaining because I've had fun with it. It's taking the shackles off. And if you'll think about it, I've not bothered doing any kind of upgrade. and where that is a bigger, maybe I'd like to do more upgrades to spread it out further. Whereas if we didn't have the poultry farms and all this stuff over here, we would probably have had a lot more farming down here, and it would have been a lot more compact, and we would have had to be more reliant on the mines, because I've not gone anywhere in terms of producing any kind of, in any real shape or form, tools and any decent amount of weapons. We're not really we're an agricultural town. We don't really have anything in the way of tool making, weapons making, barrel making. There's nothing like that. It's all very much agricultural, and it has made the game ever so slightly advanced, because what are you doing in there? I hate it when I forget to do that. You get some people randomly, that annoys me as well. That just kind of grates me a little bit, that you get clipping. Maybe because it's a mod, but I've seen this. It does grate me a little bit. I've seen this in vanilla when they'll build a house across the castle. That's actually really annoyed me. How dare you do that? What can I do about this? I'm not doing anything about it. I'll have to just leave it. But anyway, so it's just made everything so much easier, and it's allowed me to go off and do random little kind of vanity projects. All this space I've got here, I'm not bothered about it. This would be packed guns with farms and everything, and we've got a much smaller population. So that's just ridiculous. I don't think we can get history up of all our money, can we? Let's get 3. I don't think we can, because that just gives it to you. It doesn't give you. It just does it previous month. It just does it monthly. Bad it's coming. Yeah. So I've liked having the mods. However, in hindsight, if you said to me today, would you have gone with that many mods? I'd go, no, I wouldn't have done them. I wouldn't have gone with nearly as many mods. I've enjoyed the mods we added that forced us at the start of the game to farm reeds, so we could get straw bales together for thatched roofs, and then the follow-on that made us make clay tiles for the upgrades. I've liked that, but that kind of introduced a challenge for the first couple of episodes, but then we got over that, and after that we're like, well, we've taken care of that. I've liked having the clay to build a pottery and the furniture, but again, it's just something that has added additional income. I think the biggest things that really affected the value is the money we've been able to produce with food, to be able to have all these different markets. So it's meant that it seems as if the peasant, I don't know what it is, but there seems to be no restriction on how much food they want to buy. You give them more choice, they'll buy more choice. And it's been nice to have these different. We've got the different. So we've got the potter's kiln. We've got a potter's kiln. We've got the vegetable stalls. We've got cattle. We've got all these different things that have come up. And we've got down here. It's part of the poultry farm, selling stuff, and we've had that much income coming in. It's just not taking the challenge out of it, but it has for me completely unbalanced the game, having that many different mods involved. And maybe I should take credit for being the greatest Foundation gameplay in the world ever, and it's actually not the mods, it's actually my brilliant fantasy gameplay, but I would be lying if you've watched me. I'm not the greatest Foundation player in the world ever by an absolute long stretch. I just think that the mods have added the economic mods. The mods that have got the potential to add finance to the town, have unbalanced it slightly, have made it a lot easier. Then the visual mods, again, that's something that I love, but I could have done a lot better. That is, again, I like the mods, the visual mods that add to different visual aspects, things like the walls, my little port, the big castle. I love that type of stuff, and I do. Again, these are economic mods, things like butchers. I love these little shops. I'd like to rather than having market stalls, I'd like the opportunity to be able to have, rather than a market stall, I like to be able to, the possibility to actually have small stall shops, such as a butcher's, a cheesemaker shop, these different shops, rather than a market. Whether you can argue that might not be medieval, but I like to have that. I just do like having these buildings that kind of were more than just market stalls. If you go to York in Yorkshire, obviously, you go down there, you go down some of the streets down there, the old Saltergate, whatever it's called, where all the butchers, it's tiny cramped little streets where they would have had butchers shops from buildings with open windows selling stuff. So I'd like that. So I'd like that ability to, rather than have market stalls, actually have shops, actually have develop area where you've got shops. You know, can I get more to this? Nope. Okay. So I've enjoyed that. I would like that, rather, to add a bit more ability. I'd also like, going forward, I'd like the ability to be able to have more options for, like, for example, I'd like to be able to block out where I want retail to go. So for example, if I'm going to want to market here, I want to market there. If I don't want church there, I want church there. I'd like better to mark things out a little bit more. I'd like a bit more variety in the buildings as well. I like a bit more variety in the residential buildings. I know there's a mod. I know I didn't put it in. There's a mod that allows you to basically either change the layout or just put slightly different buildings down, or put them in a square flat manner. I do like this freestyle kind of, they build where they want to build, but at the same time I'd like to have a bit more of a controlled, laid out manner to it all, which if you do that foundation you interfere probably, because that's not going to happen. It's not the point of the game, you know. And because I've had so much money, I've also not bothered with upgrading, which maybe I should have done. Maybe that's made the challenge easy, because I've not pressured myself with promoting people. Whatever. Because I've not bothered with promoting people, I've not put myself under pressure from that side, from having to produce luxuries to keep them happy. But then saying that, it's not been something that I'd have been bothered about, because I'm not short of anything. I'm not short of money to buy stuff in. So even if I'd have gone, actually, yeah, I am going to challenge myself. I am going to promote everybody up to there, because I've kept it minimum. I've kept it to serfs, and very few commoners and very few citizens. And in hindsight, maybe I should challenge myself and promote more. So maybe I might come back to the village and promote everybody and get everybody upgraded to citizens, to make it easier to make it a bit harder for myself. You know, and I do like these. I love these additional buildings you get. So I have enjoyed this. I have enjoyed it a lot. But it has been. It's been easy. It's not been. We're just making a daft amount of money, and because I've got so much money now, you know, I don't need. I'm just kind of like, I can just buy whatever I need to go and buy whatever I need in. So if I need luxuries, I'll go to my train. I'll buy them in. I'll buy a job lot of jewels to keep everybody happy, you know. So anyway, I've enjoyed this. I have enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed the idea. The map's fantastic. I think the map's great. Oh, come on. I think I do like the map. I love the way it's laid out. I like the fact, I love the, because you can RPG. I do like that you're in the mouth of a harbour. So if you want to really get into it, you can come up with a scenario for yourself. A scenario, so that as I have been done repeatedly, that you are a border town, and you are at the entrance to the kingdom, and you are the first port of call people are going to get when they come in, before they sail up with it into the inner kingdoms. I do like that idea. You know. What I'd maybe like to see is a different, rather than at the moment you build. It's one of these reasons why I'm not going to go back straight. I'm not going to get straight into another playthrough, just because at the moment I'm not worn out with it. But I'm not. I can't see myself what challenge I would get out of just going to another game. It's just another playthrough. I'd like to see some kind of difficulty settings, or some scenarios whereas you get a pre-built defined settlement and you've got to sort out its issues. For example, it's got high unemployment, or it's got no food, this and the other, and it gives you, for example, you get a settlement of maybe 300 people that's got X number of commoners, X number of serfs, X number of serfs, newcomers, population split, and you haven't got enough resources, and then it's up to you to save the city. And maybe it gives you a timer, so you might get, I don't know, a year before everybody starts getting happy and starts leaving. So your happiness doesn't get tanked straight away, because that does hurt you. One serf, again, I'm not bothered. Look, I mean, they're coming in, we can fertilise one serf. So your happiness doesn't get tanked straight away if you can't achieve what you want to achieve. So some like this kind of like random maps just to kind of challenges, so that you can just basically save a town from disaster. And it just gives you a bit of a different chance. You're going to step into a game that's all done. It's like, for example, you say this is a game, and I'm giving some guys go, right, here's the town. I want you to get happiness to 60. I want to get happiness to 70%. Get happiness to 100%. Get the population to 500, and have no newcomers. And you've got to have 50 commoners. Little things like that. So then you take a map that's already built, and then you basically have to achieve a certain set of goals. That'd be something different from just building vanilla maps all the time. Now we've got a bad population, food and service shortage. Yeah, I wish it was a lot easier. The one thing is, I wish it was easier to track down why everybody's unhappy. I mean, as it is, but it's long-winded, and it's long-winded. When it's in this stage in the game, I'm a little bit, I'm not bothered, because it's like, I mean, what's your problem? Where do you live? So you've got access to food. So if I go down to there, where do you live? So where's your house? Your house is there. So you've got right. So you've got enough to say what I need to do here is I need to build a market. I need to build a little market. Where do I put it there? So I need to build them a market. So what I could do is, let's go to here. And let's look at what I've got. And your house, you've got level house 1. You've got low desirability. Can I make you into something? So I've already defined what you are. So I don't think I can change the what you are. The designation. Wooden roofed house. Status. Wooden roofed house. Like a 0 of 2. Can I change you to a market? And I'm going to sell you. You're going to sell berries. See, again, this is useful. So you've got 0 to opulence. Let's change you to a market. Let's get somebody in there and let's sell from that. What have we got a lot of here? Clothes. You see, so again, you've got 2 of 2. You've got 0 of 2. So if I take and you're going to be luxuries. So if I take another standard food market, we haven't got enough spare people, but if I slot into there and I'm put poultry, for example, that should take care of them people there. Should. And I bet you they're going to want a service, but they've got to get modest over there, get over it. I might just stick a little random church here, again, but it's one of the things that I'm not particularly. If they leave, they leave. It's not like I'm. That's when you get to this level of the game. I'm not short of people wanting to move in. It's not like, oh my goodness me, the whole town's going to shut down because Bob who lives on the bridge isn't happy. It's like, well, who cares, mate? Sort yourself out, because somebody else will appear. See, again, oodles of cash. We're making this much, but I'm not bothered with that much in the bank. It don't really matter. It does not really matter at all. So we're going to go again. I'm not going to promote because I'm not particularly bothered, really. Yeah, so I've enjoyed it, but I've certainly exhausted this game as far as I can take it. For me, I think I might come back to it. I might come back to afterwards and go, what the devil were you thinking when you started doing this map? Where's one way. Did I define a vineyard for this? Did I? Consider villager. This is one that bugs me about. It's one that I don't like about this village. About this, I want to highlight that, but I can't. Parts. I have to find a vineyard. Paint crop fields. Which I don't. I find this a pain. This having everything in the village set, everything in the vineyard. It's all included in the part of the vineyard. Everything's included in the part of this. I want them to be separate buildings, so I don't have to click on that to find everything. I want to click on it like you can in the normal village. So I've actually just start doing that. Another village again. We've got another village just rocked up. Happiness is still going down, but then that should be sorted as soon as I get more people coming. So if I go over here now. If I go over here now and I go to there, if I allocate somebody on there and somebody on there, which I've got no people to do that, eventually it should fix itself when people come in. It will. It's actually tanking quite a lot. That is actually, yeah. It's the end of the game. I'm not kind of worried about that. I'm actually going to pause, otherwise I'll be fixing it all day. Yeah, so I could carry on with this, but I reckon that has kind of persuaded me not to. And I come a little bit kind of, that bothers me a little bit, but then it's because if that wasn't there, I'd be in a lot easier if that wasn't there, because that's causing me issues as well. That's causing me issues there. I could probably, let's have a quick look in the market stalls. I can't help myself. You've got berries, you've got smoked meats, what I've got a lot of. Let's start selling cheese. Get you selling cheese. Let's get you selling cheese. I just wish it was easier to locate where all the issues are, because sometimes it isn't. You've got nothing. Where have you gone? Well, you don't know what about there for. Bread. Again, we've got a lot of them. Got bread. What have I got a lot of that I can sell instead of bread? I've kind of just taken my eye off the ball when it comes to food a little bit. So we've got eggs. Nope. What have I got a lot of? Eggs. Boar. You can sell boar. We've got some of that. You have taken me off the ball a little bit when it comes to food. Just because I've got, not cocky, but I've got a little bit, yeah, it's all fine. So if I was to get back into this properly, I would start kind of getting a control of my markets, because I've made it hard for myself to look at them. But it does bother me a little bit, because it is hard to work out where everything is. It's hard to work out the issues. I'd like a rate. I've said this before, and I'll probably it won't be the last time I'll say it. I'd like to see, in the same way you can paint crops, I'd like to see here somewhere where it will give you visibility. Desirability is fine. That's going to be that. Fertility is fine. Minerals, yeah, whatever. But there isn't one unless I've missed it. Territory boundaries, zoned areas. I want one that'll give me happiness, so I can go happiness by food, happiness by services, happiness by comfort, so I can instantly see where the issues are. So for example, if there's an issue with food, it would highlight that person, where that person lives and why they've got an issue, and whether so for example, I've got a house all the way over here. The issue then can get to food, are they? So I'd like a bit more detail on how to find where things aren't working properly, because it ain't easy. It's not easy. I mean, there's also, I'm not particularly bothered either, because I have to do this stupidly well. But anyway, yes, a bit of a short episode this week. I'd want to end on a nice day, but that's not going to happen. I've enjoyed having the freedom of having a daft amount of money to expand on. I think, I don't know what I'd do different, because it got comfortable very easily very early on. So it got very comfortable very early. Maybe what I should have done last time. I have never used this, and I don't know what this is for. I don't know the purpose of this. I've never needed to use it. However, what I maybe should have done was use this forbidden land to zone out where I wanted everything. For example, I should have zoned this out where I want my castle here, and I should have zoned out I want my market here, and thought about it a bit more. But it's one of the things that kind of I should have thought a bit more about where I wanted to go, but I didn't think it'd be this easy. Not easy, but I didn't think it'd be this much of a cakewalk, because it's not particularly difficult. Yeah, I've enjoyed building these different. I thought that was good. I've enjoyed experimenting with the different kind of mods we've got. But anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd round up and quick. So thanks for sticking with this far. I might come back at a later date. I was like looking back on other maps I've previously made and go, what were you thinking there, you lunatic? Or going a bit differently. Let me know what you think about. Well, let me know what you think about a scenario-based gameplay, as well as having a vanilla map where you've got here's a blank canvas, knock yourself out. What about you think about having some kind of scenario-based game where, for example, you get given a town that's in various states of disrepair or shortages of varying complexities, and you've got to define target, either increase your commoners by 50, increase your citizens by 20, build a monastery, get your happiness up to 90%, little things like that. So if you look at my scenario here, this could be a scenario of, get your happiness up to 90%, and increase your commoners to 50 or citizens to 30. And then you've then got to go into your town, and then you've got to work out what you're missing, what's wrong with it, and fix it, and little things like that. And you could then get them at various levels of complexity. You could get them like an easy scenario, difficult scenario, really difficult scenario, and then it would add something different to just building a settlement. Because I enjoy it, but mainly because saying that, this has been on my channel nearly every week since we started, just about a year ago. So I probably have overplayed it a little bit. But anyway, what we're going to do going forward, I don't know. I am tempted, and I will probably almost certainly take a break from Foundation for a week or two. I've got a couple of ideas, as I discussed last time, for kind of a mods review, which I'll probably do that at some point next week. And I want to try and do a video on making a map, but it's a bit difficult, and I'm still tackling that. But yeah, I might take a break from Foundation for a bit. I might take a couple of stuff, because we've got depends on when 1.8 comes out, because 1.8 is promising new buildings, different gameplay, so I'm looking forward to that. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you've got ideas for scenario, what you want to see me tackle. Let me know. If you've got ideas for mods you've not seen me tackle, let me know. For example, do an entire game without trade, do an entire game without military, little things like that. You've got 10 turns to build a town of 300 with no newcomers, or with no, when you get to the end of 10 weeks, 10 episodes, you've got to have no newcomers. If you've got any fun scenarios you'd like to see, let me know. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to sit down and have a think of where to go forward. This is not going to be End of Foundation, don't get me wrong, because I love this game, and I love it. It's been a mainstay on my channel for about a year. But I am going to take a break for maybe a week or two, or if I do, it's going to be kind of one-off specials. I want my doing a one-off, trying to build a really fancy castle, just getting a plain standard map and a couple of episodes, just really trying to just build like a fancy Disneyland type castle, something just a bit fun. I might have a look at doing something like that. So you probably see one-off specials coming up over the next few weeks, but I do reserve my judgment to completely change my mind on that, because I might get to go on what I do in my Foundation. But anyway, like I said, thanks very much for watching. We will be back in Foundation, whether it's a let's play or it's just a few one-off videos like mods review, making you a map, one-off builds and what have you. Let me know. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I'm trying to find, I was hoping we'd finished on a nice day, but I don't know how long we got to this storm to last. This one thing I can never remember to find out. Effects. This is going to be with us for, it doesn't tell us, does it? That's a pain in the rear end. Oh well, yeah. Right, anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed me tackling a multitude of mods. Some have had more effect than others. And anyway, I always forgot the pie place as well. I forgot the pastry shop. Yeah, again, another thing, eats resources, but it produces something different you can sell. But anyway, I digress, and I never think, again, little things like that, never bothered finishing them, because I was like, well, I don't need to. It's not enough if I don't. So little things like that, you kind of, not the vanilla things kind of fall by the wayside because you don't need it anyway. I could put, again, that's another thing as well. That don't fit in this Western type bar, the entertainment mod. That don't fit in at all. With the rest of it, that doesn't fit in. And I do love the juxtaposition between you've got the pub, the brothel, then the church, all next to each other. It just makes me laugh. Yeah, so basically, you can, if we play this right, you can go to the pub, have a few beers, go and see a lady of the night on your way, skip past church to have a bath, and then back again into church, and you're all done. That's just hilarious. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Again, thanks for sticking with it, and we will be back in Foundation at some point soon. Anyway, thanks very much. Bye.